And welcome back to the Highlight. We're talking F1 2025 and what is going to be new for the upcoming Formula One season, from driver swaps to calendar things. Yeah, let's get into it. Now, when I say driver swaps, not swapping really throughout the season unless you're called Red Bull. I mean swapping from last year to this year. As you know, Lewis Hamilton, one of the biggest new things for Formula One, because he is going to Ferrari. It's a new year, and this is kind of inspired by the Race Fans article, and there's a Formula One season ahead of us. Here's what's changed in what's going to be the 75th anniversary season. Absolutely amazing. So no drivers change places, as you probably know, well documented, and we talked about it between the previous, two seasons. How about boring? But it wasn't. Well, 2024 wasn't. 2023, yes, but perhaps it was inevitable that this season it's going to be somewhat interesting in terms of driver moves. Sure, only two teams, Aston Martin and McLaren, head into the new season with those same drivers. 6 drivers will start their first full seasons this year, the most experienced of which is Liam Lawson, just 11 Grand Prix, just shy of a dozen. 2 others have made their F1 debuts already, albeit they probably didn't plan to when obviously we began F1 2024. That's Oliver Bearman, and he's made his debut for Ferrari, being the youngest driver ever to drive for Ferrari, debut for Ferrari, and then he went into the Haas. But he finished in the top 10 when he first turned out for Ferrari last year, which was very good because it was a really difficult Saudi Arabia circuit. Jack Doohan also got his first race under the belt. 3 others, meanwhile, are going to make their Grand Prix debuts. Gabriele Bortoleto, who made his debut for Sauber and hasn't even appeared in an official F1 practice session yet. So, whoa. Liam Lawson's replacement, Isaac Hadjar, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He turned out twice for Mercedes in the practice sessions, though. Who has the biggest shoes to fill? Well, I guess it's probably going to be Kimi Antonelli, because he's replacing Lewis Hamilton with much hype. Now, as you well know, though, Hamilton's move ended up sending Carlos Sainz to Williams. Now, when we talk drivers, let's have a look. That's the calendar. Let's have a look at the full driver lineup then, shall we? So you got Verstappen and Liam Lawson. Interesting stuff. The big questions are going to be there. What is Liam Lawson going to be doing? How good is Liam Lawson? How close can he get to Verstappen? The same could be said of Russell and Kimi Antonelli. Some people are thinking, by the end of the year, Antonelli may well have Russell's number. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a bit more like a Norris Piastri of the last couple of years, where he gets close. Maybe the odd time he beats him, but overall Norris was very much in charge at McLaren over the last 2 years. I think that's how it's going to go at Mercedes. In terms of Leclerc and Hamilton, well, anyone's game. Qualifying, definitely Leclerc. Hamilton in the race, as we've seen in Las Vegas, as we've seen in Abu Dhabi, a wonderful performance at Silverstone as well. And don't forget the Belgian Grand Prix. Yeah, that one, possibly the best driver lineup. Norris and Piastri, arguably the second best driver lineup. I'm still saying I was disappointed in Piastri for this. Very much so. Alonso, Stroll, Alonso, obviously, the stronger guy there. Gasly and Doohan. I expect Gasly to beat Doohan. Doohan, I think, really has to get within a couple of tenths of Gasly very quickly. Because all these rumours about, Colapinto in... I don't think it's happening. Albon and Sainz. Yep, that's going to be really interesting. We're going to see now how good Alex Albon is. We kind of know how good Sainz is. Alex Albon has had the fortune, almost, the luck, if you want, to have teammates that are very much not as good as him. Tsunoda and Hadjar, people are suggesting that's the weakest driver lineup. I guess we're going to have to see how good Hadjar is. We know Tsunoda is good. Some people are saying he's better than Liam Lawson. Time will tell. Hülkenberg and Bortoleto, in arguably the worst car of the year, albeit they did kind of have an improvement towards the end of the year. That could be quite interesting. Bortoleto, Hülkenberg is a really good marking stick against Bortoleto, and then obviously Bearman and Ocon. Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. What is Ollie Bearman going to be doing there? It is quite interesting. So half the seats obviously end up changing. Now, one of the teams also had a change of name. Red Bull's second team was officially known as RB last year, or VCAR, RB, whatever. And though they said at the time this was not an abbreviation of their company, of their name, Racing Bulls, they've entered that name this year. So it was an abbreviation of Racing Bulls. That's kind of like, admitting it without really admitting it. The state of flux on the F1 grid is not mirrored on the schedule, though. The same 24 rounds as last year is going to take place again. However, there are some notable differences. Let's have a look, shall we? So, we have the F1 launch live. That's new. On the 18th of February, where the teams are going to launch their liveries. Let's be fair. they're not launching no cars. They're not launching any new cars. So next up, we have got the 26th to the 28th February pre-season test in Bahrain. And then, after that pre-season test, yes, that's not particularly new. But what is new is Australia, round 1, the 14th to the 16th of March. No, we're not starting as early as last year. We start on the last day of February in a leap year. But we've got Australia, finally, back as number 1. And in second place, we have China, round 2. Round 3 is in Japan, then it's Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Miami. The first sprint, obviously, in China, in the second race of the season. Miami, the second sprint in round 6. Emilia-Romagna, round 7, Imola, basically. Round 8, Monaco, then Spain, Canada, Austria, Silverstone. And then we have Belgium. A sprint in Belgium this time. We missed out on it last year. Then we've got Hungary, the Netherlands, Italy, Azerbaijan, Singapore. Obviously, we have that break in between Hungary and the Netherlands of 4 weeks. Then we've got the USA in Austin, sprint race, Mexico, sprint race in Brazil, Las Vegas, round 23 in Qatar, another sprint race, and Abu Dhabi. The end. I can't help but feel, when you look at the sprint races, it should be a bit more... we've got 3 sprint races, essentially, in round 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's in the last 6 races. In the last, 5 races, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the last 6 races, we have 3 sprint races. Yeah, we go, in the middle of the season, we've got round 7 to 12. There are no sprints at all until we get to Belgium, which is weird. Just the 6 sprint races, I think they should be spread a bit better. Kind of understand why there's one in Miami, because that's just a horrible circuit and they need something to spice it up, I guess. But yeah, kind of a bit meh. As you know, Bahrain was the last openings, and it said there will be 6 sprint rounds again, but for the first time since the format was introduced, none of them will take place in Austria, which is a shame. Austria's a really good one. Get rid of Miami. I guess I understand why they have Miami, but get rid of it. Put the sprint race back in Austria. The Belgian Grand Prix will have a sprint again, which was quite exciting. I think a lot of it was the weather on that one occasion, though. But while this year's calendar is unchanged, F1's already confirmed one new event and a new street track for next year. A new street track in Brazil. Not Brazil, Madrid. Will replace... I never really liked the Catalonia Grand Prix. I always thought, it's really boring, especially in the 90s. Really hard to overtake. The team says to them, I'll take that over that Madrid track. Proof of the pudding's in the eating. Am I judging too soon? Yeah, probably. There's another notable change planned for the year ahead, as we said, the new special launch event in London called F1 75 Live, where the teams present their new driver lineups along with their new look liveries. Not the cars, though, let's be fair. But it's the first time that you will be seeing on an official F1 thing, Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari and all the other drivers. Now, in terms of the rules, big change coming in 2026, but we're not talking about 2026. This year, the field is absolutely going to be closed up. Closer, I think, than F1 2024 was, which is very good. But, in terms of the rules, not much has changed, other than no point for the fastest lap, which is interesting. Yes, bonus point with fastest lap. F1's quietly, well, I wouldn't say quietly, but they're dropping it without any explanation, but I think we all know why. So, are you planning to go to a race? I'm probably not. I can't afford it. It's far too expensive. I've been to Silverstone, nearly about 10 times anyway. I love it. If you can afford it, absolutely go. It's amazing. But until then, I guess stick with us throughout the pre-season there. And no doubt, I'm sure we'll have opinions whether you agree with or not. But what I would like to say is, if you made it to the end, that is amazing. Just clicking on this video and listening to a bit of it is enough. But if you made it to the end to hear this spiel, I want to say thank you. If you want to help even more, hit that like button. Or if you're not, subscribe. It gives me a smile when I wake up in the morning when it's added a couple. Until then, though, stay safe and speak to you soon. Thank you.